The sharing economy, let's talk to the expert, a guy who really knows, well, everything that goes on out there. He's the tech and media expert, Shelley Palmer. This is your beat. I mean, I know you know everything that's happened. So what's your view? How big has this whole sharing economy become?
When you think about the sharing economy, first you have to think about the on-demand economy, which is I want it now.
Right.
Press a button, get it now. So the largest provider of car service doesn't own a car, and the largest provider of, let's say, takeout doesn't own a restaurant. That would be seamless, right? So here we're in a world in Airbnb, clearly doesn't own any hotel rooms. They simply enable you to get a hotel room. And this is awesome if you're you and me. As a plain consumer, I want to press a button and demand a car.
Makes it easy, sure.
Right? I want to press a button and get my dinner order. I want to press a button and get a hotel room. If you're on the other side of that, if you are the French cab driver today who is being displaced, being displaced by Uber Pop, where anybody with a license can become an Uber driver, and the cab drivers in France are like, we're not going to stand for it. So much so that they started to protest, and they've gotten quite violent in their protests.
Yes, they have.
But what they're protesting is their way of life and their living. And while I can appreciate that nobody wants to lose this source of their living, they are on the wrong side of history, because we live in an on-demand economy now. We just do. And all of us want what we want when we want it. And because it's all of us, not just me, not just you, it's everybody is sort of being trained that way, we're carrying computers in our pockets, and they empower us to do interesting things.
Yes, they do.
And the thing that's most interesting is get what I want when I want it. And that's what this is about.
This is going to continue to grow, though, Shelley, right? I mean, we're going to see all of this expand even further out. What do you look at for the next 2, 3, 5 years down the road?
You can look at it wherever you can look at it this way: wherever there's inefficiency, wherever there's an opportunity for something to come in and enable you to do it better. So in the case of a car service, you make a phone call, you reserve the car, you hope that it comes, you give it the address. Here you press a button, and the GPS system and a computer dispatcher immediately tells you what to do. So you can see that there's efficiencies in the computer that people don't have. Hotel room, they've got a bunch of empty hotel rooms, Hotels Tonight, an on-demand hotels
all of that is good.
Right? So every place where that can be disrupted will be disrupted. There's no end to the amount of on-demand economy tools.
As we also saw in Linda's story, you know, it's also good for people as far as added income goes. That's a
so
whole,
on the other that's right. On the other side of that, I own a house, I have extra bedrooms, I own a small hotel, I want to have it filled. I have a car, I like to drive, I would like to fill it up with people who pay for my gas.
Sure.
Yes, every place that we can find efficiency, and part of that is earning a living. And so you are going to displace certain people, like the French cab drivers. On the other hand, you're going to make some money for people like those with beds and breakfasts that want them filled, even though they're
plus and the minus.
Not officially beds and breakfasts. Yeah,
sharing economy. Shelley Palmer, thanks so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Come back again. All right.